Over the past decade in music, women only make up 12% of songwriters, 3% of producers, and 22% of artists on the Billboard charts. In the music business, 88% of label executives and 92% of streaming executives are men. All while women make up 51% of the American population. In hip-hop, women are hotter and bigger than they've ever been, but we're still breaking barriers in this industry. I'm TT Torrez, and this is Women Making History. Now that we've gotten an artist's perspective, we sat down with Rayna Bass, the co-president of 300 Entertainment, to talk about the behind-the-scenes work that goes into making hip-hop superstars like Megan Thee Stallion, Mary J. Blige, and Pink Panthers. She makes up a piece of 5% of Black women in executive positions at a major record label. When did you know that this was the career path for you?
So, I come from a family of musicians. I'm the youngest of three, so I was always surrounded by hip-hop, jazz, everything. My father's a drummer. But distinctly what always sticks out to me is I used to be a big, I watched all the music shows. So I watched all the awards, I watched Diary, Behind the Music, Driven.
Wow.
But the distinct moment was I was watching Making the Band, and Tracy Waples was on there, and she was, getting Babs and Sarah together, and her, the Chiron said, Bad Boy Marketing Executive. And the way she was, teaching them how to present themselves and how to market themselves, I said, that was the first time that I saw actually in real time, this is what this looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that. I remember distinctively when I decided to take on more of an executive role was when LaMonda Williams, she was a program director in radio, and then she had transitioned over to Music Choice. And there was this room full of white executives. And here was this Black woman who stood so fearless in this room with all of these executives. And she had her laptop and she had her presentation, and she just moved like the boss of all bosses in that room. And I was 19 years old at the time. I was a jock in Connecticut on the radio, and I hadn't tapped into my executive side at that moment. But when I saw how this woman moved, I said, I want to be like her.
Yeah. See, I used to always read the album notes, so I would see marketing this person, and we even watching Behind the Music and Driven, there would be stories that were about the artist, but that was my first time actually seeing it from an executive standpoint.
Yeah.
And a woman.
Yeah.
And a Black woman.
Yeah.
So that was really, there were so many things that led me there, but that was the moment that I actually saw what it looked like and how it could be, and it inspired me.
Yeah.
Rayna's been with me for the last probably going on 10 years. And when she came, young girl, came from Def Jam, hated that we wouldn't pay her no money. Damn, they had to make her work for free. But it was sending her to master's degree. And she passed with flying colors, and I had no choice. I tell people, I didn't make her president. They made themselves. And so that's why I gave it to her, and she'll be with me for the rest of my life.
That's right.
All right, cool. Loyalty and love.
And you're paying her what she deserves.
This motherfucker getting paid. Yeah.
And for any young woman looking to become an executive themselves, Rayna has some advice for you. If you could give any young girl advice for making it in this industry, what would you say to her?
Young woman, I would say to have a solid foundation. When you have a solid foundation, whether it's your friends, your family, your church, your passion for music that has been there before you were in the industry, rely on that as you move through the business, because if you're ever at a point where your identity is just completely associated with the artist that you work or who you know or your followers, you could easily be swallowed up, right? And having a solid foundation will allow you to move confidently through an industry that is sometimes very, very tough to navigate. So that is my advice to you. And listen, I respond to my DMs too. When young girls ask me questions, I'm here. So let me know.
From the stage to the boardroom, women are making history in hip hop. This has been Women Making History. I'm Titi Torrez. Thank you to our amazing guest, Rayna Bass, and thank you for watching.